Welcome back to Season 2 of Fantasy Baseball Draft Spectacular. Alexis is back because we need to tell you guys how our teams are doing. We've been doing all the regular season, see who has made the playoffs and who has a chance to be the champ this year. And of course, we all know who was the champ last season.
Ya girl, Alexis.
Now, we have also been away and experienced some real-life baseball. We saw Alexis' favorite team, the
Arizona Diamondbacks.
And we learned how to cheer for the Diamondbacks. We learned we boo Fernando Tatis. We learned ballpark food isn't so bad. And we learned Randy Johnson is very tall. So we had a great trip to Phoenix, so you'll see some other videos along the way. We've got some pack openings Alexis will be part of as well. But today is all about fantasy baseball. Of course, we're in 2 separate drafts competing against each other. So we might have some overlapping players, but I think we better start by reminding you of who is on Team Alexis. Ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's go. So kicking it off, we'll take a look at the team that Alexis drafted. Of course, her very first pick was
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Out of that group with Ramirez yesterday, hitting his 20th.
And Vladdy has gotten the Blue Jays out of that group right here.
And she has some players that she had last year as well, like
Corey Seager.
Of course, one of her favorites, Lars Nootbaar, is one of her favorites to talk about. Some bench players, Rowdy Tellez, Jonah Heim. Jonah Heim was a favorite of hers as well.
Selfishly, geez, those guys aren't going to get much of a break. This
Did
ball is pounded. That's deep out to right center. It's gone!
So as went along for Team Alexis, the idea was to try to keep her team very similar about the players that she drafted. And when you take a look at now the current team, we see some new players. So informing her, she now has James Outman, who is an outfielder with the Dodgers, who you got to see in person. You just didn't know. We saw some young players like Ellie Dela Cruz and Davis Schneider on the team right now.
Schneider with a high fly ball driven deep to left. Forget about this one. That is totally out of Fenway for the kid.
As well as Jaimer Candelario and Eddie Rosario to kind of balance it out. But you'll see most of Team Alexis is still there. She still has guys like Devers and Seager. Of course, Vladdy is still there, and some of the other players along the way. So very similar to the start of the season. Now, on the pitching side, we saw who she drafted. Her very favorite one was the top one, of course,
Shane McClanahan.
And she's had others she really liked. She really liked Robbie Ray at the start of the year. People like Luis Garcia, Freddie
Peralta.
Registers his first strikeout.
Definitely a favorite. She's very big on Merrill Kelly, her Arizona Diamondback, who she also got to see in person and pitch very, very well.
Called strike 3 right at.
Now the problem for Team Alexis, you'll see in the blue here coming up, there's been some injuries. Shane McClanahan is done for the year. Robbie Ray is done for the year. Luis Garcia is done for the year. We've had to make some changes, and there's some new players in there. Guys like Brian Bello, Bobby Miller, who she got to see in person as well as a couple others along the way. So there you kind of see where Team Alexis has had to make some changes through the year.
Hey everybody, welcome to 3 Up 3 Down. This is Alexis. We're almost at 400 subscribers here, so please drop us a subscription if you're interested in anything baseball related, because we're always coming out with new content. Thank you.
As for Team Shane, there's what Team Shane looked like at the start of the year. My first pick was Ronald Acuna Jr. out of guys like Corbin Carroll and Bobby Witt, who we got to see a couple of them in person as well. Corbin Carroll, Christian Walker, a couple of those players, as well as some bench players. Yes, I had Wander Franco. I'll make it very clear, Wander Franco is no longer on the team. If he is guilty of the potential charges that are being laid against him, he will never be on one of my fantasy teams ever again. You take a look at Team Shane, what it looks like now. You can see the change for some of those players. I've got some young guys like Ezekiel Tovar, Edward Julian, Leover Peguero, some young players to round out the roster this way to try and make it through to the end of the season. As for pitching, pitching has definitely led my team. Guys like Spencer Strider, Kevin Gossman, Logan Gilbert have been very good. I've struggled to find some saves this year. Jordan Romano and Paul Sewald were definitely top-end picks that have helped. You take a look at the new guys that have come in. Mitch Keller has been very useful. Justin Steele is the biggest pickup I've had by far. Tarek Skubal and Ranger Suarez have been very good as late as well. Like I said, saves have been hard to come by outside Romano and Sewald. It's been tough to pick them up. But overall, having Ronald Acuna and Bobby Witt along with Corbin Carroll has led a dynamic offense with a really strong pitching staff. So when it comes to current standings going into the playoffs, remember we have to be top 6 to have a chance to win. So what do we look like? Right here. Team Shane is in first place going into the playoffs this year. So I have a bye in the first round, means I don't have to win in the first round. So when it comes to Team Alexis, she is in
third place.
Now Team Alexis has battled all year long trying to get into second, had it for a while, fell out of it, back in, back out, is going to finish in third place. Still means you have the chance to win, of course. And we saw what happened last year. All you have to do is get in and you can win. So Team Alexis, Team Shane are both in contention to see who is going to be the champion this year. And of course, there is some kind of bet, some kind of punishment for the loser. If you didn't see it last year I got hit with a pie in the face. So we'll have to come up with something new for this year. If you have an idea, make sure you comment down below. Give us some ideas of what you think the punishment should be for the loser this season. I think some ideas have come up. But if you guys have got a good one, we're always welcome and interested to hear about that. So now we're on to playoff time. Our next video will be who's the champ. The next video should have the punishment, I believe. And we will wrap up season 2. You can guarantee there's going to be a season 3, isn't there?
Yes, there definitely will
Someone
be.
might be going for a 3-peat. Well, we'll see. So until next time, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.